So, hi there. So, what do you do when the weather isn't the greatest? Hi, I'm Lisa Lammy. I'm a self taught artist based out of St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. And I help people get in touch with their creative side. And in doing that, find more peace and joy in their lives than they thought possible. So back to the question of what do you do when the weather is nasty outside? Well, that's the way it is today here where I'm from in St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. It is windy. We got our first real snowfall of the year. The roads are a bit icy. And I believe the last I checked, it's about -4. So not a great day, but maybe the perfect weather to just stay safe and tucked inside. And well, that's what I'm doing today. So I wanted to talk to you about something other than the weather. I wanted to talk to you about colored pencil because that is what I do. Good weather, bad weather. I just love working on colored pencil. But I thought for today I was going to talk to you about the kind of paper that I use because when you're just starting out, it can be quite overwhelming going to an art supply store. And frankly, it's still overwhelming, but in a great way when I go because I just want to buy up the store. But of course, I'm limited. The credit card will only assume so much. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about paper. And I see that I have someone visiting. So I want to say hello to the lady that's joining me. So, yes, let's talk about paper. So, what I'm going to do is a little bit of show and tell. I'm going to just, one, put my glasses on so I can actually read what's on the paper. I have picked four. I have four choices here for you. And this one is all dog-eared, and it's because I use it a lot. This is Canson black drawing paper, also known as Canson XL paper. And I tend to choose the one that is a 9 by 12-inch size. I just find it very, oh, how would I say it? Not daunting. You could create an artwork on a 9 by 12-inch sheet, and it shouldn't be daunting. But this paper, I've used it on so many of my pet portraiture. This one, Clairefontaine, I heard about this from another artist, and it's called Pastel Matte, this particular paper. But this stuff, I don't have the price in front of me. You can check it out on all the places. Amazon, Michaels will have it. This is expensive, and that's why I went for the smaller sheet, which is a 7 by 9.5-inch size. And what I liked about it is that it comes in different shades. There's a white, there's a sienna, and I'm looking just for my own reference, brown and anthracite. But it's got like it's a rougher texture to it. And I was going to see, this is a really quick drawing that I did. Oops, let me see if I can get to this to the camera of a fellow that I met when I was on vacation in Ecuador with my husband. And he was such a character. He was working at one of the like one of the tents in the outdoor market and just a lovely man. And we actually were lucky enough to have a tour guide who acted as an interpreter. And he just, oh, there was just a sweetness about him. I bought a poncho, which I still have that I bought from him. And he sort of shared a little bit about his life living in Ecuador, and it was quite something. But this paper is great because it's got the texture. And as I will talk about, it's the textured paper that I think is best for beginner colored pencil artists because you're going to find that you are going to be able to apply more color pencil to your picture or your paper faster. And I think that's the thing that you're going to be battling with this particular medium is that it's very time intensive. So whatever you can do to cut out the angst, and if that means finding the right paper, then like go for it. Now, here's another one, a latest acquisition. It's also from the Canson line. And I know my French is terrible. I'm going to hold it close to the camera so you can see it. It's spelled MI-TEINTES, pastel paper. I believe it's called Miatin. I could be completely butchering that. But anyway, it's an awesome paper, and it's a pastel paper. And again, I buy it at a 9 by 12-inch size, and that works great for me. And this one, I still have to do some more work with. I have used it for some other pieces. This literally feels like you're working on sandpaper. It's that rough. I keep wanting to, I don't know how great the audio is here, but it's rough and it will take the pencil down very quickly. But again, I need a little more practice in this. So I wouldn't say this would be my number one choice, but probably the one I just showed you and the black Canson paper would be of the choices I would suggest are the ones that I would recommend to you. So in addition to good paper, you, as I said, need to adopt a great deal of patience because this is one of those mediums that is going to test you if that's not something that you have a lot of. So ways I have worked around that is I've actually started listening to podcasts. I know some people love listening to music when they're creating, and it sounds awful because I feel like I'm a rarity. I'm not a big music person. So I would prefer listening to podcasts. And I noticed that people were commenting that they could hear that it sounds rough. And yes, that paper is rough, most definitely. Um, but like I said, podcasts are are my go-to. And I tend to like to listen to marketing podcasts. Like Amy Porterfield has a great podcast. If you're into learning more about social media, Jasmine Star is another one that I listen to. And I also have a guilty pleasure. I love listening to crime podcasts. And among those podcasts would be Dateline, Crime Beat is another one. That is actually a lady that I used to work with way back when I worked with her at the same television station. She now has her own podcast called Crime Beat. And if you haven't, or if you like listening to that type of thing, I would highly suggest listening to that as well. So I'm wondering if anyone has any questions at this point about what I've offered up so far. I actually would like to know of the ones that are joining me, what is your favorite podcast and why? And it doesn't have to be art related. It can be absolutely anything. Just share that information in the chat. I'd love to know more about the people that are listening in on my lives. And I would be remiss not to tell you about the fact that I am going to be launching a course on November 7th, on Monday, all about beginner colored pencil. And this has been sort of something that I've been working on for the last year. And it has sort of consumed all my time, but it's been kind of like a passion project for me because this was the medium that I turned to when I've gone through some rough times in my life. And I think all of us are continuing to go through rough times with, the pandemic that we've all went through, and we're bracing ourselves for what else might be coming our way this winter. Let's hope we don't have a repeat. But what colored pencil has offered for me is a bit of a break from the stressors of life because you can totally immerse yourself in this medium. And I would on that basis highly recommend it. But if you have the opportunity, I would love to see you in my course. And I am taking pre-orders, and I actually have been for a while now. You can find that link on both my Instagram and my Pinterest account, but I'm also going to add that here, if I can locate it. This is me still learning all the things as it comes to live. And yes, I want to thank people chiming in for their favorite podcast. Virginia Kerr, I love listening to her. I think what I love about her, she talks a lot about, working with social media and Instagram and going live. And it's all allowing yourself to be a bit vulnerable at times that, no one has a particularly curated life. And if there are times when you're just not up to putting yourself out there, she's all about supporting people and doing what's right for them. And goodness knows I've had to do that as well, because it is quite the thing to be an entrepreneur and wear all the hats and build courses and do all this, and yet be a presence in your personal life as well. And my husband has been a great supporter, but I need to spend a little more quality time with him. But he definitely has been there all along the way, cheering me on in my endeavors. So, unless there's any questions related to colored pencil, um, I am going to say that I am always open. You can contact me at Lisa at lisalamiart.com. You can send me a direct message on Instagram. You can reach out to me in a variety of places. I'm on Facebook as well. My business account is Lisa Lamy Art. And with that, I'm going to wish all of you a great day. And if you are putting up with a little bit of snow and wind and colder temperatures as I am, take care of yourself. And I would love to thank Shannon for joining me on this live. And I wish everyone a fantastic day. I want to say hi to Deb Weller, getting to see some familiar faces joining me. And I really appreciate you guys joining me today and taking your time to spend it with me. Have a good one.